to you about something which I believe is very important, especially if you have a modern day business. Now, most business owners are either complaining about a few key things. Either they complain about, oh, wait, I can't get that many customers, or wait, you know what, I'm having, how do I get more people to engage with me? Or should I be on the internet creating content? Now, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions for you. So if it's your first time on this channel, just do me a favor and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. As you know, this content is going to be valuable. If you find it valuable, just go ahead and show some love and let's push this content through the algorithm. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is, if you're a business owner right now, is should you be creating content, right? Because there are a majority of people that are on the business space that are saying, you know what, I'm camera shy, or I'm not too photogenic, or concerned about the way they look. Listen, it doesn't matter if you just got out of bed. You have to understand, the modern day buyer wants to know if you have an online presence. Now, before when people come on the podcast, which we have every Wednesday, they will go ahead and look me up. Now, think about it from a perspective. If you're doing business, let's say your business is a modern day business, which means your business was concepted, let's say within the past 10 years, and you are, either selling products digitally or you're selling products online. Now, you're either faced with the dilemma of, how do people trust you? Right. The most important thing is, people do business with people that they like, people they trust. If your business, if it's a mom and pop shop and you've been in business for, 15, 20, 30 years, and you already have a name in your community, then this is probably not something you want to worry about. But this is something that maybe, 20 years down the line might be an issue, because as the current Gen Z begin to age, now that's your customer group in the future. So that means the way they've been buying is they've been buying online. So it's very important that you have an online presence, right? Now, back to creating content. Should you be creating content, and what type of content should you be creating if you do decide to? Honestly, people just want to know that you're a real person. So the same way I'm creating content right now, in the morning, I'm like, hey, I slap on a shirt and I'm making this video right now. I might get people who don't like it. I might get people who like it. But the main thing is, I'm creating some elements so people can be able to relate with my business. Whatever your business is, know what your target market is, and then just answer the solutions. Let's say you are a HVAC. Provide tips on how to fix your, stuff that you do in HVAC, how to do this, how to do that. The reason why you want to be doing that is you want to be providing helpful tips. And then after you provided the tips, then in the back end, you're like, hey, go ahead and book a call with us. You'll be surprised how much you can be able to increase your customer base just by simply creating content out there. Now, where should you push the content? It all depends on where your customers are. If my content is predominantly, let's say solution oriented, such as, fixing home appliances and stuff like that, then, you know what, I might even make long form videos on YouTube, and then on TikTok and Instagram, all you want to do is just provide helpful tips of, say, 60 seconds of how to turn your washer on, 50 seconds of how to, do this, right? You could be a dating coach, same thing. You need to be creating content out there. Now, the second thing I want to talk about here is customer service. You have to understand, your reputation is key. It takes, what they say, it takes 20 years to build a brand, and it takes one day to mess it up, right? Content is very, very important, which is good. But then also customer service is service is senior to anything. Because if I engage with your content and I book a call with you, and then I don't like your customer service, or it's taking, 6-7 days for people to respond, I genuinely don't enjoy it. Like, think about it. You go to a restaurant, right? Why is it that you would go to a restaurant with great food and pay 15, 20 bucks for a steak, or 30 bucks for a steak, right? But then you go to a high-end 5-star restaurant, bougie restaurant, and they give you a plate so small, so tiny, it's probably, you can fit it in the palm of your hand, and then they charge you $200 for it, right? It's because of the atmosphere and the service that they provided. If you provide the right amount of service, you can be able to charge more. So not only does service help you obtain more customers, service also helps you increase the value of the product that you're providing. There's a reason why most people shop at Target as opposed to Walmart. Nothing wrong with Walmart. Target provides them with a better service and a very better, cleaner environment. And the third thing we'll talk about is reviews. Now, how do you get reviews from your customers? Most people say, hey, Manuel, or not even, hey, Manuel. It's like, hey, my customers don't leave me reviews. You'll be surprised. Negative. You have to start, if somebody has a negative customer service, negative experience with your business, they will go on Yelp, go on Google, go on Facebook, and leave you an essay as a review. Because people will talk more about negative than they will positive. Now, The best way to put it is, it doesn't matter how great your service is. If you don't ask people to give you reviews, they won't give you reviews. If your service is bad, you don't have to ask them. They'll go ahead and go out there and they'll give you reviews. They'll give you those negative reviews. So if you want positive reviews, you have to ask for it. You have to go, hey, listen, I know you enjoy the service. If you do enjoy the service, just do me a favor and go ahead and, leave us a review on Google, leave us a review on Yelp, and then follow up with them. And then just say, hey, listen, if you leave us a review, you get 10% off your next purchase. Right? If you give us a review here, you get 10% off your next purchase. And you're like, why would I want to ask for reviews? Think about it. You go on Amazon right now. You go on Amazon and you go on Amazon shop. What is the first thing you do once you check out the product you like? You scroll down to see the review. And if you see 1,000 5-star reviews and one negative 1-star review, what do? Like, not really. Because you have to think about it from a perspective of people are looking for reasons to not do business with you. Okay? And your job is to make sure they don't find it. I'm going to say it again. People are looking for reasons to not do business with you. Your job is to make sure they don't find any, because the goal is, your job is to make sure that they like and trust you, provide them the best possible value. Keyword, value, right? That's what you have to understand, is you have to ask for reviews. Now, there's review servers out there that will say, hey, we'll leave your review. Now, proceed at your own risk. Okay, you could proceed at your own risk. I believe probably against the Google service guidelines or whatever guidelines there are. But if you bother, they would say, give you a review for $100, $200. It's up to you. You can even ask your friends and family to leave your reviews. That's completely up to you. But as far as your customers, you need to incentivize them. You need to incentivize them to give you the positive reviews, because negative reviews, trust me, there is no, you don't have to worry about incentivizing them. They'll go ahead and do it themselves. They'll go ahead and push those negative reviews. So if you want some more positive reviews, which you're going to need it. And another positive thing about reviews that most people don't think about is, when your business has typically over 5 reviews, let's say you have over 5 reviews on Google and over 5 reviews on, Facebook, or wherever it is you place your business, most algorithms are designed to reward the businesses with the most reviews. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay. The next thing I want you to think about here is this. ChatGPT has been around for a while, but it was made mainstream just about the end of 2022. And let's just say, everybody and their mother and father is building an AI business. And you probably, you're like, hey, I'm a small business. I am not tech savvy. What do I do? What do I do? Right? Now, here's 2 things you can do. You can either hire somebody who's good in AI, or you yourself can go ahead and use AI. Now, I personally would recommend that you go ahead and leverage artificial intelligence. You go ahead and use artificial intelligence yourself. There are courses on there on YouTube. There are courses on there on Facebook. Invest in the skills and invest in your knowledge to leverage artificial intelligence. What can you use AI to do? AI can write your content for you. AI can write your blogs for you. AI can help you rank better in algorithms. AI can help you delegate tasks in which you would be previously having to outsource to a third-party service. Artificial intelligence can do just that for you. So if you're generally asking me, hey, Emmanuel, is AI? How do I use AI? Or is this AI going to play a role in my business? Absolutely, 100% it will. Go on ChatGPT. I don't know what your business is. If your business is HVAC, back to HVAC. Google, what are the common problems that people have that I can solve with HVAC? What is another way in which I can introduce another product to be able to sell more and increase the lifetime value of my customers? These are simple things that you need to also look into. The next thing you have to think about is this, and this I just threw in as a bonus content is, and it's honestly not related to content, artificial intelligence, service, or reviews. This is actually related to debt. Debt, in the sense, is the amount of money you owe. Now, a couple back into 2000, after the pandemic, there was this really, really, when I say the best Chinese restaurant I have ever eaten at. Best. Now, I always would go there, I'd eat there, but then the owner always felt stressed, right? She'd always be stressed. So one day we were talking, I'm like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, well, things are getting more expensive. She's left with a $4,000 mortgage on the restaurant, all of this stuff. And I'm like, so why don't you raise your prices? And she's like, I don't want to charge more because of my customers are going to end up losing customers. And I'm like, yeah, but if you don't charge more, you're not going to pay that, because if your average ticket item is $9 to $11 and you have a $4,000, think about it, you have a $4,000 mortgage payment, not even just a $4,000 mortgage payment, you still have to go ahead and pay your bills on top of that, right? So if you still have to go ahead and pay your bills on top of that, and you have a $4,000 mortgage payment, and how long do you think it's going to be that this business is going to last? And then she was like, yeah, but I'm still not going to do it. So she said she opted. Absolutely. No, not going to charge more. Unfortunately, that business ended up going out of business, right? And you're probably watching this and you're going, how does this apply to me? You have to understand something. Debt is a good thing and debt's a bad thing, right? In the sense is to, if you use debt, you're using other people's money, and obviously if you use your own cash, use your own. I personally recommend you use debt from the perspective of one, you have reserve cash flow, especially if you're starting with your money, you have reserve cash flow, and then now you're working with the banks. Now, typically for the banks to invest in you, sometimes they do make investments, but if they invest in you, which means you actually need to make sure you have your stuff together, which forces you to actually go out there and actually do your research. And like I said, debt is probably good in some businesses, debt's bad in some businesses. Like in this business, she, for the most part, her business that ended up eating the business away because one, she was not, lack of a better word, her ticket value and the amount of money that she was in, she was over leveraged. Okay. Very, 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 very much over leveraged. So what you need to make sure that if you're going to be using debt in your business, you need to make sure you're actually getting a higher return. What does that mean? Is it needs to cost you $1 to make a product and $20 to $25 to sell that product. If your profit margins are below 50%, I'm going to say this. If your profit margins are below 50%, you're not going to make money. If you're an independent sales agent and you're buying leads and you're spending $500 to make 1,000, you are not going to last in business. If you're a real estate agent, same deal. You need to be seeing at least a 1 to 20% return if you're actually going to profit. So that is a good thing and that's a bad thing. That's the reason why this mistake here and this tip that business owners make is they don't understand debt. And that's why I want you to focus on this 5 areas. So these are the 5 areas you need to focus on. You need to focus on, let's go ahead and recap. 1, you need to understand creating content, focus on creating content. 2, you need to also focus on the service that you provide. 3, focus on getting reviews. And 4, you need to make sure that you leverage an AI. And then 5, you also need to focus on understanding debt. And the reason why I threw that in there, like I said, it's a bonus. And obviously, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And obviously, it's a pleasure talking to you guys. And make sure to tune in for Podcast Wednesdays. And for that, I say enjoy.